Greeting Coaster Boys and Coaster Girls. You're watching another Coaster Shell YouTube channel news update. We've got some thrilling news today out of Six Flags Over Texas, where it seems like they've removed the Aquaman Splashdown attraction from the park's website. Now, the Aquaman Splashdown is a Hopkins Shoot the Chute ride, which opened in 2007. Originally got the theme of Aquaman in 2007, and you can kind of tell that Aquaman's been perhaps one of the not one of the most popular water attractions in the Six Flags chain, especially in Six Flags Over Texas itself. Now, we know this because Aquaman's been actually removed from the list of rides on the park's website, the park's official website, so this links to the possible closure. However, don't forget Six Flags Over Georgia already announced the removal of their Shoot the Chute ride, Splashwater Falls. And of course, the rumour's been flying about of an SNS 40 free spin. There's also been the rumour that Six Flags has started buying up Mac Power Splashers, and they could be dotting them about across a couple of, maybe 2 or 3 Six Flags parks perhaps. We know Six Flags Discovery Kingdom's been one of the major rumoured parks to get one. Six Flags Over Georgia's been rumoured to get one now. So could Six Flags Over Texas be the next park, the third park to get a Mac Power Splash perhaps, if there are 3 Mac Power Splashes coming in 2020? We'll have to try and find out, but of course, it's definitely going to be a very interesting thing to follow here on Coaster Shell YouTube channel. But that isn't the only closed attraction announced by Six Flags Over Texas, as Yosemite Sam's Gold River Adventure. That has now been SBNO since 2019, and reports are saying, according to someone, that Yosemite Sam Gold River Adventure has no plans of reopening. Now, Six Flags Over Texas fans will agree with me that the ride has been very lacking in the last couple of years. We know in the past couple of years it's been damaged by floodwater a couple of times, and it's been a very aging ride, so it's not going to be that sad of a closure. However, reports from someone else suggest they could be replacing it with a more modern concept in the next couple of seasons, so we'll all have to stay tuned for that. But definitely the future looks very, very, very bright for Six Flags Over Texas in Arlington. Now, let's start off then with the Aquaman Splashdown closure, with the removal of the ride from the park's website. It seems like Six Flags are doing that with their Shoot the Chute rides, and it seems to me as if they're going a bit extinct. So you've got to think of that, and you've got to think what could be replacing the ride? What could be replacing Aquaman Splashdown? Now, of course, you can't put an SNS 40 free spin in there because they've got the Joker, which they added in 2017. So you can't exactly put that in there. So pretty much the only option you've got is a Mac Power Splash. That's pretty much the only option you've got, unless there's a new, compact coaster of some sort that you could add in its place. I mean, you've got the water area. You got the splashdown area with the Aquaman. You could do a really nice Aquaman theme there. You can really do it as a theme of like a new Aquaman rising from the ashes. So it gives us a chance to, especially with the recent Justice League films and stuff like that, and sort of the rebrand that Aquaman's gone under DC. You can really rip out the old Aquaman and put in the brand new Aquaman and really make it a different kind of ride to the original Aquaman Splashdown. So personally, I do think that a Mac Power Splash could be the option, but then again, you could go with a completely different option, and I think if I was to find a completely different option, I'd say probably Premier Skyrocket 2 if you're looking on the coaster side of things, because that's a nice compact coaster. It's a triple launch, which is something that Over Texas would benefit from. I know they've got they've got something in Mr. Freeze Reverse Bus. They've got a launch coaster of some sort, but it's not that compact shuttle coaster that that you see with a Skyrocket 2 model. and especially with Six Flags Discovery Kingdom adding a compact Skyrocket 2 model in 2012 with Superman Ultimate Flight. Any of you remember the announcement of that one back in 2011? It's definitely an option for the park, but I think the more likely option is probably a Mack Power Splash. If they didn't add an SNS4D free spin in 2017, we would be looking at that as a potential huge option to replace Aquaman Splashdown. Now, moving on then to Yosemite Sam's Gold River Adventure, or just Yosemite Sam Gold River Adventure, which is an Arrow Water Dart Ride. The thing with that one is that, I think with some people, I think a lot of Over Texas fans might agree with me on this, that ride's closure's been a long time coming, especially since it's an aging ride. It's been damaged by floodwater for a couple of years now, and it hasn't been operating at its full best. So you go off that fact and you think, right, it's not been operating for its best. We've got no plans of reopening it unless you bring in a modern replacement, which I think someone has been reporting that in the next couple of seasons we could see a replacement dart ride for that. Now, you think of dart rides, you think, what could replace Yosemite Sam? I mean, Yosemite Sam is a very nice attraction. It's a very good attraction. And you think of, you know, the site, you think of what the site looks like, you think of, if you were to replace it with a dart ride, what could be the dart ride in its place? Now, anyone who doesn't know Six Flags Over Texas will probably say, Justice League, Battle for Metropolis. No, that's already at the park. That opened in 2015 at the park. Justice League Battle for Metropolis. You know, that's a nice interactive 3D multi-motion dart ride, collaborative with Sally Corporation, Alterface, Oceaneering International, and Pure Imagination Studios. And you got to think, you know, they're both in that DC section. So going back on the Aquaman thing slightly, whatever replaces that, it will have a DC theme. Not gonna lie. Yosemite Sam, on the other hand, you look at the site of where that is, and that does feel a bit, you know, out of place. A 1994, you know, Looney Tunes themed dart ride in a Texas themed area. So you got to think, what theme would they go for? And you've got to think, well, you've got to go with that Texas theme. You've got to go with a Texas themed dart ride, and it's going to be a Lone Star theme, you know, case closed. But it's hard. It's really hard to think of something that could replace it, if they are going to replace it. I mean, they could go with what someone has reported already that they could be doing in the next couple of seasons, and that's just updating it with a brand new ride system and just keeping it as the same experience and updating some things. But then again, would you really want to risk that and not have the potential to really revamp this into a brand new dart ride? I could be wrong. They could take the ride out altogether and they could replace it with another coaster in the next few years. I mean, they've got some great plans. I'm sure they've got some plans in the works for it. So there we go. So it's two very interesting closures for two very interesting attractions. One attraction in Yosemite Sam Gold River Adventure that's been really lacking in the last couple of years. So it's interesting to see it close now, and I think with some people it's a long time coming. Aquaman, it's following that same trade that Six Flags seem to be doing of closing the shoot rides, preparing the sites for brand new coasters. And I think if they've already removed Aquaman from the website already, I think, in my personal opinion, Six Flags Over Texas could be a park to get a coaster in 2020. I think it could be the park to get a coaster, or one of the parks to get a coaster. I think my predictions from the early predictions week, when I did the early predictions videos for Six Flags, Melon Entertainment, Cedar Fair, SeaWorld, which I'm stopping at because they're leaks, so I don't think it's fair sort of confirming stuff that looks to be already confirmed. And the other USA parks, I'm sure there's a mixture of different parks, so it'd be interesting to see what they come up with. But there we go. So it'll just be, so on a side note, it will just be Cedar Fair, Six Flags and Melon Entertainment the next time I do a predictions week. But with that, I do feel as if Six Flags Over Texas will be the next coaster. Next year will be the next roller coaster at the park, and that's changed my prediction very much. But there we go. So thank you very much for watching this news update from Six Flags Over Texas on the removal of Aquaman and the closure, the SBNO enclosure of Yosemite Sam Gold River Adventure. As I said, it's going to be very interesting to see what the parks are going to do with that, what the chain's going to do with those attraction sites. Are they going to turn them into coaster sites in the next few years? Who knows? Which site's going to get used in 2020? I'm leaning more on the lines of the Aquaman site, just because I think that's the site they're going to use. Yosemite Sam could be something for a long-term approach, like a couple of years down the line. So I think Aquaman site will be the first to be used, and then give it a couple of years, and then it will be Yosemite Sam's site that's going to get transformed into a revamped dark ride, or just torn down altogether for a brand new coaster, or some kind of attraction. But thank you very much for watching this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell so you never miss a video. My name is Coast Char YouTube channel. Keep living the coast life, my dudes, and I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Take care. Have an awesome day, my friends.